Story 1. In an alternative reality inspired by the movie The Platform, the story unfolds in a multi-level tower where prisoners are confined in stacked cells. Each day, a platform descends through the levels, briefly stopping at each floor so that prisoners can feed. But this tower is much more than it seems. A man named Lucas wakes up in his cell, disoriented and confused about why he's there. He quickly discovers the cruel and ruthless rules of the tower. Prisoners from the upper levels eat first, leaving little or nothing for those below. With each descent of the platform, the food dwindles, leaving the lower levels hungry and desperate. Lucas quickly befriends his cellmate, Elena, a determined young woman intent on surviving this ordeal. Together, they attempt to find a way to escape the tower, but soon discover that their guards have other plans for them. As the days pass, Lucas and Elena uncover dark secrets buried at the heart of the tower. They learn that the prisoners are used as subjects in inhumane experiments conducted by a sinister organization seeking to control the minds and bodies of individuals for their own purposes. They embark on a desperate quest to find allies among the other prisoners, but find that mistrust and paranoia reign within the tower. Every escape attempt is thwarted by the ruthless guards who seem to have complete control over the tower and its occupants. Meanwhile, strange and inexplicable events begin to occur in the tower. Sinister whispers echo through the dark corridors, shadows creep in the corners, and nightmarish visions haunt the prisoners' dreams. Lucas and Elena soon discover that the tower itself is haunted by the spirits of those who have perished within its walls. These tormented souls seek vengeance against their captors and are willing to do anything to free them from their eternal prison. As tension mounts and the secrets of the tower are revealed, Lucas and Elena realize that they must confront the dark forces surrounding them if they have any hope of escaping. With the help of a few brave allies, they embark on a final showdown with their oppressors, determined to end the horror that reigns in the tower. In a final act of bravery, Lucas and Elena manage to defeat the evil forces that hold them captive. The tower collapses around them, freeing the prisoners from their hellish prison. As the sun rises on a new day, Lucas and Elena walk away from the ruined tower, ready to rebuild their lives and leave behind the horrors they endured. Story 2. In a dark and morbid interpretation inspired by the movie The Platform, the story unfolds in a dystopian world where a sinister government facility, known as the Pit, serves as a prison for death row inmates. Instead of a simple vertical structure, the Pit is an underground labyrinth of dark and narrow tunnels where prisoners are forced to live in inhumane conditions. Among these prisoners is Daniel, a man wrongly accused of crimes he didn't commit. Upon his arrival at the Pit, he is confronted with the unspeakable horror of this underground hell. The cells are filthy and overcrowded, food is scarce and often rotten, and the brutality of the guards is relentless. From the first night, Daniel witnesses the boundless cruelty that reigns in the Pit. Guards organize macabre games where prisoners fight for food, battling to the death for a piece of moldy bread or a bit of tainted water. As the days pass, Daniel befriends other prisoners, each with their own story of tragedy and despair. Together, they attempt to find a way to escape this hell, but quickly discover that the Pit is designed to be impenetrable. Meanwhile, rumors circulate among the prisoners about the existence of an evil entity that haunts the dark tunnels of the Pit. It is said that this entity is responsible for the mysterious disappearance of many inmates, taking them into the depths of darkness for an unknown and terrifying fate. Daniel and his cellmates decide to uncover the truth about this mysterious entity, despite warnings from other prisoners. They embark on a perilous expedition through the labyrinthine tunnels of the Pit, facing deadly traps and unspeakable horrors as they venture into the darkness. As they delve deeper into the bowels of the Pit, they uncover dark secrets and macabre experiments conducted by the guards to maintain their grip on the prisoners. They realize that the mysterious entity is not simply an urban legend, but a terrifying reality that has haunted the tunnels for generations. As their quest leads them to the heart of darkness, Daniel and his companions are confronted with nightmarish visions and encounters with unspeakable monsters that lurk in the shadows. They must confront their deepest fears and darkest desires if they are to have any chance of surviving the pit. Finally, after indescribable trials, Daniel and his companions discover the truth about the mysterious entity. They learn that it is the product of twisted experiments conducted by the guards to create the ultimate weapon of terror and destruction. Determined to end the horror once and for all, Daniel and his companions engage in an epic showdown with the evil entity. In a desperate battle for their survival, they manage to destroy the entity and free the prisoners from the pit's grip. As the daylight finally penetrates the dark tunnels of the pit, Daniel and his companions emerge from the darkness, free but forever marked by the horrors they have endured. They know that their fight is not yet over, but for now, they breathe the fresh air of freedom, determined to rebuild their lives in a world where light has finally triumphed over darkness. Story 3. In a horrifying rendition of the film The Platform, the story unfolds in a futuristic world where a sinister facility called The Platform serves as the stage for inhumane experiments conducted by a mysterious and sadistic group. The Platform is an immense and labyrinthine structure comprised of numerous levels, where individuals are captured and imprisoned to serve as guinea pigs for experiments of unimaginable cruelty. Among these prisoners is Alex, a young man who has been unjustly convicted of a crime he did not commit. Upon his arrival at the Platform, Alex is confronted with the horror of this vertical hell. Prisoners are deprived of food and water for days, while sadistic guards torture and mistreat them relentlessly. But what is even more terrifying are the rumors circulating among the prisoners about the existence of a monstrous creature that prowls the lower levels of the Platform. It is said that this creature, dubbed the Hunter, feeds on the flesh of prisoners and stalks its prey in the darkness. Alex and a few other prisoners decide to venture into the lower levels of the Platform to uncover the truth about the Hunter. They embark on a perilous expedition through the dark and winding corridors, facing deadly traps and unspeakable horrors as they venture into the darkness. As they progress, Alex and his companions discover macabre experiments conducted by the guards, using prisoners as subjects for torture and mental manipulation. They realize that the Hunter is not just a mythical creature, but a creation of the guards, designed to sow terror and keep the prisoners under control. During their exploration, the group is hunted by the Hunter, a nightmarish creature with glowing eyes and razor-sharp claws. They must confront their deepest fears and primal survival instincts if they are to have any chance of surviving their encounter with the beast. As tension mounts and hours pass, the group finds themselves trapped in a deadly game of cat and mouse with the Hunter. Every dark corner and narrow corridor becomes a deadly hazard, and they realize that their only chance of survival is to find a way to escape the Platform before it's too late. Finally, after indescribable trials, Alex and his companions uncover the truth about the Hunter. They learn that the creature is actually a genetically modified hybrid created by the guards to eliminate prisoners attempting to escape. Determined to end the horror once and for all, Alex and his companions engage in a final showdown with the Hunter. In a desperate battle for their survival, they manage to defeat the beast and escape from the Platform. As they emerge from the darkness, Alex and his companions are free, but they know that their fight is not yet over. They must reveal to the world the horrors lurking within the Platform and put an end to the sadistic experiments conducted there so that no one will ever again fall victim to such unimaginable cruelty. Story 4. In an alternative and terrifying version of the film The Platform, the story unfolds in a dystopian world where the Platform is much more than just a facility for inhumane experiments. This time, the Platform is controlled by a mysterious and sinister end boss. an obscure and ruthless entity that reigns supreme over this vertical hell. In this nightmarish reality, the prisoners of the platform are subjected to even more atrocious mental and physical torture. Each level of the platform is designed as a deadly trap filled with grotesque monsters and living nightmares that haunt the minds of the prisoners. The end boss, a mysterious and elusive figure, controls every aspect of the platform, orchestrating diabolical trials to test the prisoners' resilience. It sporadically appears to the prisoners in different forms, pushing them to the brink of madness with its riddles and psychological games. Among the prisoners is Ava, a young woman determined to survive the hell of the platform and uncover the truth about the end boss. With the help of some unlikely allies, she embarks on a desperate quest to unravel the mystery surrounding this sinister entity. As they explore, Ava and her companions uncover unspeakable horrors hidden in the depths of the platform. They encounter nightmarish creatures and deadly traps that test their courage and resilience at every turn. Meanwhile, the end boss watches their progress with malevolent interest, occasionally intervening to sow chaos and terror among the prisoners. Its appearances are accompanied by terrifying visions and supernatural phenomena that defy rational explanation. As Eva's quest leads them to the deepest and darkest levels of the platform, they discover the true nature of the end boss. It is an ancient demonic entity, bound to the darkness itself, seeking to feed on the tormented souls of the platform's prisoners. Determined to put an end to the end boss's machinations, Ava and her companions engage in a final showdown with this unholy entity. In an epic battle between good and evil, they confront nightmarish monsters and overcome terrifying obstacles to reach the heart of the platform. Finally, after a fierce struggle, Eva faces off against the end boss in a tearing final battle. With the help of her companions, she manages to defeat the demonic entity and free the prisoners of the platform from its malevolent grasp. As the platform collapses around them, Ava and her companions escape into the daylight, exhausted but victorious. They have overcome the horror of the vertical hell and defeated the end boss, but they know that the fight for freedom and justice has only just begun.